Okay, so this is I can't remember what week it is, but April 21st, lesson 2 assignments coming up next Monday for the OSU PDC-PRO Spring 2022. There, okay, so we know where we're at. All right, okay, now go again. How are things going?
Things are going good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's a little bit of a learning curve, and with I know Microsoft Office really well, and I've been learning the Google Suite for the last 2 years. And so occasionally it's like, okay, I don't know how to do this. So I go to PowerPoint and then I drop an image back in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
on my base map, it wasn't letting me, like, it kept like, no, you can't. It would like drag it. So all of my lines were getting crooked. And I'm like, and I'm like, it's going to be what it's going to be. It doesn't have to be perfect, even though I want it to be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. When I was doing the Permaculture Women's Guild program, they used the same thing, like a Google Slides template, and it was actually so much better than the original like Google Doc version that I didn't even bother getting frustrated with it. But yeah, that like there were sometimes where I was just like, I'm just going to open up PowerPoint and do it because I know it's so much more powerful. But yeah, you can't do the collaboration thing.
Well, then I was like, is there a setting I need to adjust, or what's going on?
Yeah. I just wanted to pull your project up just because you're the only one here right now.
Cool. I dropped a link in the Q&A, and then I sort of wrote down some questions because sometimes things happen and it's like, oh, I don't have any questions.
Oh, you did. I see. Oh, there we go. Perfect. That's great. Okay. Roof line versus building foundation. Yep.
It's just there's planting beds, so I sort of wanted to show that there's space there. And
okay, I'm going to say yes, but do the opposite.
Okay, that was more my question.
Traditional, yeah, like standard drafting notation is that anything that's covered is dotted. So do the foundation in a dotted line, and then the overhang is a solid line. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took drafting years and years ago, and I like, now which should, now I know if it's underground it should be, but then I was like, now which should be which? Okay.
I'm trying to think. Topmost is solid line. There you go. Okay. And then the base map, if I'm going to move or get rid of items, should I include finisher? Oh, and there's Marina. Oh, hi, Marina. I can't see you yet.
Yeah, I had one other.
Move or get rid of items. Should I include them or leave them off my base map? Can you explain what that means?
So there's a fence that we want to move, and then there's a tree that's going to be cut down. So it's like, if it's an image and then I'm working on it, like I feel like you'd want to show like, this is where it is today, but then if this is a true like base map that I'm going to be using as more of a tool than an actual represent. So that's where my head is like, am I turning in like, this is what the place looks like today, or am I just putting together a base map to work off of?
Right, it's really contextual. What I would usually do is like anything like that would be in gray, or like just something, like hatched lines or something like, so there's an element here right now that's actually going to be removed.
Okay.
Because that just something that, that signifies that, yeah, okay, it's there. You can mark what it is. You can put on your legend. But you can also like overlay something on it, or, put something behind it, whatever. You can still see what's going on around it. So, and you can just pick however you want to signify that in something that works. Which one is it like, where is the fence and where is the
it's
tree?
It's the large tree in the front. I don't think it's on I haven't yet put it on. And then it's the side fence facing Ashbrook.
Yeah, I would just, use a hatch line or a gray scale or something to do that. Marina, can you hear us? See us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. How are you doing? How are things going?
I'm all right. I'm doing okay, but I feel like I'm just having some problems with just like little things like the the scale is if this if when I'm going to Google Earth and I'm saving the image and I get the scale on my screenshot, will that suffice, or do I can will that suffice and I can delete the legends that are on there, or do I need to make everything like those things like that? Those are just like screwing me up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, don't, yeah. I would just, yeah, when you print that photo, I would use that scale because it's specific to that photo. So it's got like an
Okay.
embedded georeference. Now, I mean, the catch with that is that like use it for like with some distance, because as soon as you start zeroing in, like, or zooming in, pardon me, like those satellite references has got quite a large margin of error. So like if you're looking at, like, you wouldn't want to use it down to like even, like you wouldn't want to use it at a really small scale. But for, and I'm going to try and bring up your site. Can you drop a link to your project in the chat?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind if I put your name in the Q&A document, or do you want me to just put Q? It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, there's no difference to me.
Okay. So I like it so that people can like drop their name in and they can like search questions that they ask later if they need to find answers. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, so, and you turned me on to comment. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so am I looking at your base map, or is this more of a general? Okay.
Just in general, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so in general, so I'm looking at slide, this is 11. So with like your design site.
Yes.
Yeah, so just using the Google Earth scale on that is perfectly fine.
Okay. So I can delete that one that was already on the template. I can just delete those.
Yeah, you could delete that. I mean, the alternative is that if you wanted to keep it really consistent across all of your images, is that you could adjust it. You could insert and change that scale bar and adjust it to fit what Google Earth shows, and then delete the Google Earth, but just use one or the other.
So I went in on slide 10. That's the one I started to understand, I think. And
okay.
It's slide 10 is a little bit different than the other ones. I wonder if, so right there, that little scale, I can just delete on the bottom because I already have it on my.
Yeah, it's already on that map. That's
okay,
fine.
great.
Okay. And I would say, the other one, the designs out Southern California, like, I wouldn't even, you could bother with a scale, but I wouldn't. I mean, people are going to know where it is. I might actually, honestly, I saw a lot of people. Oh no, I see you've got that bigger scale on the previous slide, so that's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't bother too much with the scale on that one, but yeah, when you've zeroed in a bit to your actual site, having a scale there is helpful.
Okay. So I pretty much need to do the same thing with my base map. Just go in on Google Earth and just get a nice screenshot of everything, get a nice perimeter around everything, and use color scale should I need. And then I'm that's it. Like, it's not overthinking it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I struggle with the term overthinking because I am a chronic overthinker, and it was like, no, I'm just making it better. But it's like, I find like it's useful, like, get to that 70%. You're like, okay, did I do the basics? Like, check. Yes. Okay. Basics are done. Move on. And then go back and tweak it.
Okay.
But yeah, don't get to the point of where you're really stressing about it. Or if you're stressing about something that you haven't, that's just not finished, then just reach out and ask.
Okay.
Because if I don't know it, there's lots of other instructors here that do. But yeah, this is pretty basic stuff. So, which is not to say anything about whether or not it should be easy or difficult, just that there's always going to be an answer available. The only, when you said with Google Earth, you're taking a screenshot, are you actually going to integrate like print where you can print the image, or are you like using a kind of a screen snip?
I'm using the save image as on the Google Earth
Yeah.
Pro.
Okay,
Yes.
that's why I want to make sure. All right, that's good. Okay. Yeah, so I think you're fine. You're fine with that?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Compass rows on the page. This is kind of related to a question that was last week too. So, okay. What else? Come on, you guys, fire stuff out.
I don't have your email, Susan. So if I can't, I went to try and tag you on something, and then it was like, oh, it was, and then I looked.
Okay, I'm gonna drop it.
I'm like, where did it?
Yeah, I'll put it. I'll make sure it's. I'll just drop it in the chat. I'll make sure it's more prominent
it last
on the.
time, but then I was like,
You can also just go. Do you like you have your OSU inbox, right?
oh, I suppose I do. Yes.
Yeah, you can send me right through. That's okay. I mean, it's so. There's just like there's so many.
There's a lot of tools.
There's a lot of intersecting stuff here, and in a way, it's good because you can find your way and like personalize a route that works for you. And on the other hand, it can just be overwhelming, like not knowing if you've missed something.
Yeah, because
so but you can reach me through that
know how to
inbox.
access that email. I guess I should figure that out.
I'm going to edit this. I'm putting my email directly into the post for the discussion about the biweekly Q&A. I'm going to edit the title where I misspelled OSU. Oh. This is what they give you graduate degrees for, right? How do you spell OSU? Okay. All right. So Marina, did you see my comment or my? Oh, okay. On your climate survey, have you started?
No, not yet. I'm still.
Okay.
Yes, I did see that comment though. Yes.
Okay. Are you feeling okay about like forging ahead with that, or do you need any support there? Or?
No, I'm okay with that. I don't know. I just overlooked it, I guess.
No
Overthinking, looking.
Well, it's kind of confusing, right? Because there's like assignment 1 that's like sections 1, 2, and 3, or it's like lesson 1 is like assigned. It's the numbering is like it took me a while to kind of figure out exactly how it's laid out, and I think that was related to, I don't know if it's Emily, it was your question or somebody else's, but about like numbering, how the numbering with the assignments, was that what your question? Yeah, with the,
well, yeah, because it was like are the images I put in supposed to relate? Because then it's sort of nice to be like, I'm looking, here's item 2, and I go look for 2, and then you, like you said, you have the sections in the presentation, and then there's the lessons, and then so there's just a lot of numberings, and then sections are due.
The rubric. I mean, when I'm marking, I open the rubric on one side and your project on the other. I don't really have anything else open.
And the video feedback, that was so cool. I haven't taken an online class since I was like, was that helpful? Oh my gosh, this is it's like a one-on-one. It was just really cool to have that.
Okay, because everybody like Neil Bertrando and Javin Bernakovich, who I've worked with a lot, were both like, oh, this is the way to go, is just do video feedback. I'm like, really? That just sounds like onerous and stuff. But Zoom is so handy with that now. If you hit record, and then you start record again.
Yeah, no,
it just gives me like a little snippet video. And so
but it was just so cool to see you. Oh yeah, you did this and did that. And it's like, oh, I love it. It was cool. I'm sure it's awkward because you're talking to yourself, but when I watch it, I feel like you're talking to me. So it was very cool.
No, I'm talking in my head anyway, so I might as well just be talking out loud. And
well, I talk to myself, and my husband's like, who are you talking? Are you talking to me? You're talking to no, I'm me.
Oh yeah, okay. So lesson 2, base map client survey. So then when you go into the template, there's client survey, pardon me. Yeah, so there's 4 base map, 5 client interview, client survey. Yeah, so that's kind of how that numbering works out. But you're all straight up with that anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It needs have it be consistent in the presentation is my takeaway.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't mean the match up.
Oh, I know. I was commenting about the rubric. That's basically how it's laid out. Is like if in the assignment there, there was like personal survey, there's the design site and the climate survey. That's basically the 3 sections of the rubric, and there's not a lot of breakdown there. There's like, a few questions like, was the survey completely filled out? And then there was a few like around the land acknowledgement agreement, but really it breaks it down by those pieces of the assignment. So it's pretty straightforward. Okay. More questions, more comments? What can I help you with? And you guys, oh yeah, you guys are both doing your own site?
No, I'm doing my neighbor's house.
You're doing your neighbor's house. Okay, how are you feeling about the client survey?
That was fun. I've been friends with her for a couple of years, so some of it I felt I could answer, and then we were sort of informally, she was doing some things to her yard last year, so we had talked, and then we went for a walk last week, and I'm like, oh, perfect, let me write down the questions I need to
Awesome.
think about. So
yeah,
it was fun.
Cool. Marina, what about you? How are things going with that?
Good. It's my site, so yeah, it's okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, you've already started filling that out. Yeah, okay.
I think Gabby
Gabby did have a question, and she asked a week ago, and I didn't see it in the notifications or didn't come up, but I did answer her today.
Oh, okay, there's one here.
Yeah, she was asking about
who
her client, and just because she's got a public site.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it can be more complicated. I mean, you could go to the city. I would go to city residents and to like city hall. So just survey people that are in the park at a couple of different times a day, and then go and talk to the city. And that would be like kind of the main information gathering. But then you could start talking to people that like live around the park or what their concerns would be. You're taking all different directions, which is like gets more complicated, but you get a lot more information, especially if you're interested in being like a professional designer. The sooner you start like asking all kinds of questions, I mean, you can start like generalizing away from just that site, right? So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Anything else? I'm happy to keep chatting, but I don't want to take up all your time too.
No, thanks, Susan. I'm good.
Okay. Marina, are you feeling all right?
Yes, I'm feeling okay.
Okay. I mean, about the course in general.
I'm feeling okay. Like I said, I'm a little overwhelmed with just like the Google Earth Pro and figuring it all out. But I think like you mentioned, like I'm doing like 70%, but I'm going back and I'm catching, oh, okay, here we go. So now I'm going back and trying to clean everything up.
Okay. Do you want to walk through anything while we're here?
I'm going to sign off, guys. Nice chatting with you. Good luck, Marina.
Nice to see Emily.
Thank you. Let's see. I'm looking at my So let's see. I finally figured out I downloaded the Google Earth Pro. I thought I had it. I thought I was working off that, but I wasn't. And let's see. Let's see. On my slide number 11. The site close up, would that be on the right side? Would that be a satisfactory? That wouldn't be satisfactory because it's blurry, right? It's too blurry.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, if you can get a clear image, but no, it's fine.
Okay, for like my base map.
Oh, for your base map?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to work with what you've got. If that's the best you can get, I mean, if you let, without sending a drone out, then that's, that's the limitations of the technology. You might be able to get something clearer. If you can get something clear with Google Earth Pro, then yes, that would be great. Clear is better. But you can also, take that image and just like, draw on top, you take the little house symbol out of it, but draw into it like the borders of the prop, like of the, I don't know, it looks like the yard and the house and stuff, like signify what those things are. But you could use that as a base image.
Okay.
And like a base map doesn't necessarily even have to have a photo on it. It could be, you could just take that boundary and like entirely just digitize, like draw out where the trees are, where the the yard is, the house and stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to do that. Yeah, so that image is fine. It's like, as long as you're using the legend and stuff to show where everything is, show what everything is and where things are, then you'd be fine to use that.
Okay, and then just the legend, just what they get, and just use their little pictures and then place them over whatever is actually on my site.
That's going to be your easiest, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if you've got other, add more elements, delete whatever you're not using.
Okay.
So, okay, I see, and like they are actually saying insert the image of the site. So use that image, but it's just what I'm, my remark about, you don't even need to have an image is that it's nice to have that image, but I mean, I've seen plenty of design work done and like farm planning work where the image underneath is they don't have good data, they don't have good satellite coverage, so it's like it's really fuzzy, or for whatever reason they just have a low resolution photo. It's not gonna make or break your project. It just makes it harder to really see clearly what's going on, but just work with what you've got, work with the best you can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I think I'm okay. Yeah, I think I got this.
I think for this, once you get into your base map, just start practicing, like playing around with the scale bar to get it actually to fit your image. Get the scale bar off the Google Earth image and then play with the scale bar they provide you. Because, at some point, are you planning to do like client work?
Maybe.
Okay, so you're going to want to learn, like you're just going to want to get comfortable with like changing a scale to fit the map. Right? So like, and not just relying on a Google Earth scale. So for this, as you're getting, because your site is only what, a few acres?
Yeah, 3.36.
Yeah, so just play around, start to get comfortable with changing that scale bar so that it does fit the image. Yeah, and that was what I was saying, like, at some distance, like for the regional photos, like having, what is that, like, yeah, like a 50-mile scale bar, even like 1,000-foot scale bar is fine. But once you start getting down into this, like, 20 or 100 feet, you want to start using something that's a little clearer.
Okay.
I mean, it's everything in here is an opportunity to learn how to do something better, right? So if you're not even going to lose a mark if you don't use that scale bar. It's an opportunity to learn how to use that, right? So if you do it now, like do it before someone's paying you to do it.
Okay.
Have you been checking out the video tutorials?
Yes. Yes. I feel like I'm gonna have to go back and just go. I did like last night. I just have been going back like one by one each slide, just kind of just going over and catching what I missed. I'm like, oh, okay, I got this. Yeah.
Yeah, so that I can just see there's a number of videos here on like on determining scale and using, let's see, all the ads they throw out. I just opened the one from YouTube. Okay, these are Javin's videos too. So yeah, so they're like 3 to 5 minute videos. So yeah, you could check some of those out.
Okay, well, I don't have any other questions.
Any other questions?
No, I'm okay. Is anyone
still there.
else? Yeah, is no, I don't have any other questions. I think I'm good. I'm good.
Marina?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Are you still
Hello?
there, Marina?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Maybe muted. Oh, yeah, it looked like you're muted.
Hello?
Did I lose you?
Oh, I don't know what. I don't know what happened, but no other
I'll
questions.
give you a few more minutes. I guess if you don't have any more questions, then. Close out. Oh, okay, sure. All right, so that looks like we'll close it out. Thanks, Marina.